Welcome to Paleo News, stories from the past for the world today. In this episode, we take a trip through the mysteries of the Mesozoic and finish up with a dip in the Oligocene Sea. We start our Mesozoic meanderings in Madagascar during the early Triassic period around 237 million years ago. That's where we meet a tiny bug slayer that would have only stood 10 centimetres tall, but may be close to the common ancestor of dinosaurs and the flying reptiles, or pterosaurs. Kongonaphon kely, along with the dinosaurs and pterosaurs, belong to a group called the Ornithodira, but the origins of this group are poorly known. Fossils of Kongonaphon were discovered in 1998, but were jumbled in among hundreds of other fossils collected from the site over the years. This miniaturization seen in Kongonaphon indicates that the dinosaur and pterosaur lineages originated from extremely small ancestors, with important implications for their paleobiology. Changing hemispheres and travelling to what is now northern Arizona, we catch up with Dilophosaurus. Although depicted as a diminutive dinosaur in the original Jurassic Park movie, Dilophosaurus was actually the largest animal known to have lived in North America during the early Jurassic. A comprehensive anatomical review and an evaluation of its place in the dinosaur family tree was recently published and included descriptions of new specimens from the Kayenta Formation of northern Arizona, and this publication was accompanied by a brilliant YouTube video. Contrary to its Hollywood alter ego, in life Dilophosaurus was slender and lightly built, comparable in size to a brown bear, and measuring around 7 metres long and weighing up to 400 kilograms. Now we're off to Brazil to meet a new theropod dinosaur from the early Cretaceous period. Aratasaurus, museunacionali, roamed the Earth around 104 million years ago, and its remains were recovered from the Romaldo Formation, which is renowned for an abundance of well-preserved fossils. Aratasaurus is known from an incomplete but articulated right hind limb, with part of the femur, half the tibia, and an incomplete foot, all belonging to a juvenile with an estimated body length of around 3 metres and a body mass of about 34 kilograms. Over to Europe and the other end of the Cretaceous period to meet Wonderchicken, a Mesozoic ancestor of the group of birds that includes turkeys and chickens. Asteriornis maastrichtensis was introduced to the world in March this year, and interest in Wonderchicken was reignited last week when a superb video was released to YouTube. The fossils of Asteriornis were discovered in a quarry near the Belgium-Netherlands border 2 decades ago and remained hidden in a museum collection until the block was CT scanned to reveal the fossils hidden within. And finally, that dip in an ancient sea to meet a giant dolphin. Last week, paleontologists announced the discovery and description of the first nearly complete skeleton of Ankylorhiza tiedemani, an extinct giant dolphin that lived about 24 million years ago in the Oligocene epoch of what is now South Carolina in the USA. At 4.8 metres in length, Ankylorhiza was the largest member of the group Odontoceti, or toothed whales, during the Oligocene period, and paleontologists conclude that it was one of the few extinct whales or dolphins to occupy a niche similar to that of modern killer whales. That's it from this edition of Paleo News. For more info on these stories and more stories from the prehistoric past, visit us on Facebook, Twitter or Instagram. Subscribe on YouTube for future editions of Paleo News, and sign up as a patron on Patreon to get your news ahead of the pack.